What is going on, guys? Today I'm doing my first chapter review where I'm not just flashing panels on the screen and whatnot. I'm doing an actual face cam video, like I said yesterday. It's going to be Seven Deadly Sins, chapter 276. I'm pretty sure it came out early yesterday. I was reading it like halfway through the day, so I think it was early yesterday. This was a very good chapter. I mean, I don't want to say it was one of the best I've ever seen or anything even close to that for Seven Deadly Sins, but it was definitely up there. It definitely lived up to what I was expecting based on the ridiculous cliffhanger we got. Didn't exactly go down how I was expecting, though. I don't know. I kind of just expected, like, a full-on battle, which I guess it was to an extent, but I didn't really think it would be so strategic like it was in this chapter. I mean, in the beginning, we get to confirm that Derieri is pretty much the best of the Ten Commandments, at least, like, morally wise. I think she's pretty good. There might be some debate for a few of them, but not really. Definitely best girl of the Ten Commandments, right? Like, I think we can agree on that. She has that little moment with Elizabeth, which is pretty cool. And then Mael is talking to his former brethren, and he's just being pretty much exactly what you could expect from Esterosa, really. That's something I've also been thinking about. Like, do we call him Mael or Esterosa? Or Maelsterosa? I saw someone put that a few days ago, I think it was. I saw on Reddit someone said Maelsterosa. I kind of like that. I think I'm going to stick with Esterosa, even though it is significantly easier to say Mael, and it's a lot shorter, but, you know, not the point at all. They have this conversation, and he's just being the way he always is, kind of like sassy and just, I don't even know how to describe it, but I love it. He's not really very happy about the situation, of course. Can't really blame him for that. And he seems pretty much willing to fight them if they're going to get in the way of him killing Gother. Can't say that's exactly true, but that's definitely what I was getting out of this. Yeah, that was fantastic. Then, of course, after Derieri has her little moment, she just kind of is acting pretty sad, really. She then tells Gother to let everyone know about this plan she has, which is pretty sick. I mean, we get to have King distract him for a moment, almost take a absolutely ridiculous hit, and then instead of it just being like people throwing nonstop attacks, he has the Archangels just come at either side and restrain Esterosa, and then she just uses her ridiculous combo star attack, which is super cool because, you know, as we know, the more attacks she gets in, the stronger each one becomes. So if this person is not like fighting back, it's just going to be super overpowered. And as we can see later, one of, honestly, the saddest things I've seen in this series, and it gets pretty bad sometimes. I mean, obviously, probably the worst thing is when we first find out about Meliodas and Elizabeth and their curses and whatnot. That's probably the saddest thing that happens by far. But I was just really, really depressed when I see the part where Esterosa is like, Tarmiel, you know, why does this always happen to me? Just his face looked so sad. Oh my, why is it always me that gets treated this way? So, that's just so sad. I didn't really like that. I mean, I love it, but like, it was just like, oh man. I almost wanted to cry, but of course I wasn't going to do that for Seven Deadly Sins. I mean, that's pretty much it. The last thing that happens is the Tarmiel does actually release him pretty much on purpose. I mean, that is the way that I'm reading this. Maybe like his emotions got the best of him to the point that he couldn't use his abilities anymore, but I don't think that's the case. I think he did in fact release him. And a lot of people are torn about this. A lot of people are saying, you know, this was just stupid. Like, are you serious? This guy's really going to do that? And then a lot of other people are like, you know, I mean, this guy's like best friends with Mael. He just really can't handle this. He didn't want to hurt him any more than he was, even if it was to save him. He just emotionally could not handle it. I understand why anyone would say either one of those, but I am on the side that this was kind of ridiculous. Of course, if you are in a situation like this where one of your former best friends is going berserk and you have to pretty much just put him on the brink of death, you don't want to be a part of that. It might be extremely difficult to do. For almost any person, I could understand them having trouble doing this, but considering this guy is one of the 4 archangels, I would consider him to have a significantly larger amount of willpower. I would think this would be difficult to do, but it would be something he was capable of. So I do think it was a little ridiculous, but I'm okay with it. I wish we would have gotten a little bit more after it just to see how bad of an effect this really does have. I mean, he seems to have killed Derieri. I'm not completely convinced that she's dead at this point. It does say at the end, this was her last heart, but while there are a lot of deaths in Seven Deadly Sins, there also are a lot of times where you think someone's dead and then they're not. So I don't really know what to make of it. I hope she's not dead. I hope Monspeed's not dead either. I as lame as it is, I do kind of want them to meet again. I do like their relationship. I thought it was pretty interesting, and it was pretty bad that they never really got to become more than just comrades. I thought that they could have been good friends if they were allowed to spend more time together, not fighting on the battlefield at all times. So yeah, that's pretty much the entire chapter. I thought it was awesome. It was exactly what I wanted. I was very, very pleased with it. Definitely blew away the little stupid chapters we got. I mean, those weren't so bad, but this is the goods. When we have a cliffhanger like we did in 275, this is what I needed the next week, and I'm happy that I got it 2 weeks later. Exactly what I wanted. It was an excellent chapter. So, yeah, this was my first chapter review with a face cam. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Tell me if you want me to change anything up, do things differently. Maybe flash a few specific panels on the screen for 3 seconds. I don't really like the idea of that because, as you know, if you saw my face reveal video, the whole reason I'm doing this kind of thing now is because I can't put panels on screen because I got a copyright strike. But there is a difference between me just putting, panels on screen for the entire video and then me just putting one on for 3 seconds. So maybe I'll be able to do that. Let me guys know what you thought about this video, if you want me to do more of these in the future. Maybe you want me to do live reaction videos to different chapters. I definitely will probably do that for Attack on Titan, and I might do that for One Piece if that gets enough demand. But for now, yeah, I'm just going to do the chapter review unless you guys specifically request the first certain series. I do a live reaction. So thanks for watching, and I will talk to you guys soon.